So we all know that discipline in life is quite important, quite serious thing because we all try to achieve certain goals and it's required having some form of discipline. And again, it could relate to any form of your life, where it be money, eating, gym, work related, relationship related, in any sort of form of life, discipline is required to kind of get to that next level. And over the last couple of months, especially the last couple of weeks, I'm starting to realise that maybe just discipline alone isn't enough. And now we all know the saying, work smarter and not harder. Now, in my life, there's been various times where, again, whether it be dieting, relationship wise, or money wise, you get to a decent level of discipline. And discipline for me has never really been a massive issue. But you get to a certain level of discipline and you're quite happy. You're like, you know what, I could do this every day, no issue. Some days a little bit of a struggle, but I've got no issue maintaining this standard. And then you start seeing the results come in, and the results after a year, after 2 years, or even after 6 months, whatever it may be, and you start going, okay, hang on a minute, I'm really disciplined, I'm following through on whatever it may be, yet the results don't seem amazing. So then you start questioning to yourself, well, where am I going wrong? What isn't enough? I'm doing this every single day, or whatever the discipline may be. It might be a weekly thing, a monthly thing. But then you start seeing the results come back and they're not necessarily what you expected. And so the few areas in my life that I can kind of link this to is it could be something as simple as saving money. So for example, let's just say you're going to start saving, I don't know, £50 a month. And you go, you know what, I can do that. I'm going to get really disciplined and save £50 a month. By the end of the year, you've saved what, £600. You might go, all that discipline for that result, £600, what is £600 going to get me? Is it going to get you what you want? Maybe yes. Then the year after, you do the same again, the same again, the same again, and you'll soon realise you need more than £600. So you have to take discipline to another level and maybe start saving £100 a month or even just £75 a month to get to that next level. And you have to increase the discipline. Now, in other areas, it could be something as simple as the gym or clean eating. Again, let's just say you get to discipline, I go 6 days a week. And then you start seeing the results after 6 months and you go, oh, okay, the results aren't really what I wanted. I'm going 6 days a week, I'm really turning up, which is great. But at some point, you've got to take it to the next level and either dial down on the training, dial down on the nutrition, dial down on the time of day, the pre-workout meal, the post-workout. Again, it's all a little bit too much, but in the beginning, you just get the basic discipline down, and then when you see the results, you're kind of like, right, I need to take it to another level now, and that is called discipline as well. You know, having a form of discipline, creating a standard, but then even being maybe self-aware, you could sort of say, or even more disciplined, that you realise that maybe now's the time to work smarter, not harder, and start clicking a few things into place because the results that I thought I was going to get aren't necessarily the ones that I want. And like I say, I've been there a few times myself in life, and whether it be with running my past YouTube channel or even something as simple as eating healthy, that is something I've struggled with so hard in my life because growing up, healthy foods and having proper cooked meals with all this kind of stuff weren't really a thing. You know, I had a mother who worked full time and basically living at my grandma and granddad's Monday to Friday. So I can't expect two people who are retired to start chefing up proper protein packed carbs, meals. So for me, eating healthy isn't something I really grew up around. So to go from someone like that to someone like now, where I'm eating whole foods, not eating sugar, literally the only three drinks I drink is water, Monster Zero, well the white one, and Coke Zero. That is literally it. They're the only three drinks I drink. I do not sway away from them. I do not touch sugar. So to go from this kid who, whatever with food, just in probably a bad place, to this now is a complete 360, complete 180, whatever you want to call it. But it's took me a long time to get there. So let's say in the beginning, I try, I don't know, you know what, this week I'm going to kind of track what I'm eating. That's great. But then you need to take the next step between lowering the calories. Then you need to take the next step between actually looking at the veg that you eat, actually incorporating some sort of fruit into the diet. You need to up the discipline all the time to get to that next level. You know, sometimes in life we just think, like I said at the start of the video, we just set a standard of discipline. If I do X every single day, or if I do X every other day, I will get where I need to be. And sometimes, unfortunately, that just isn't enough, and it can be frustrating. I'm there myself. with different aspects in my life, and you think, oh, you know what, if I just keep this up for a little while, I'll get to where I want to be. But after a little while, you'll realise it takes another level of discipline to get to that end goal. And now this isn't just a video like kind of saying like, you know, any form of discipline isn't really worth it, or, you know, you think you're doing good but you're not doing good. It's not a video like that. It's more just a video to kind of highlight to myself that when you get this form of discipline, again, maybe let's just take my old YouTube channel, where I'm uploading every single day. I'm doing that, I'm working full time, family stuff, friends, trying to maintain everything in life, you know, and then I'm wondering why these people who are at home full time making YouTube videos are surpassing me, because what I thought was the standard, there's another level now, and if I want to push to that, I need to increase my discipline, because to do all that and work full time and do all these other things, that's the case. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It can be frustrating, and it is for me, because sometimes you feel like you're giving it your all. How can I possibly pull from anywhere else? How can I find any more free time? And that is the sort of situation we find ourselves in, that you've got to find that other level of discipline, maybe to get to your next goal. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think a lot of us will be surprised and realise that there is a lot more in us, and we're a lot more capable of getting to that next level. It's just being pushed towards it. So don't be afraid of it. And it does kind of tie into that work smarter, not harder. But if anything, a lot of people say you need to work hard at both. Working harder and working smarter, it goes hand in hand. You know, a lot of the time the hard work gets the ball rolling, but then you kind of need to be smart in the decisions and the future choices that we end up making.